My phone showed a notification from someone named Dad, verified, even though my father had been dead for 11 years. And the message simply said, "Don't answer the door tonight," which would have been impossible if it hadn't arrived with the blue verification check, the correct contact photo I hadn't uploaded anywhere, and a timestamp that flickered between 11:58 p.m. and tomorrow. And I remember smiling at first because in 2026 deepfake scams were lazy and predictable, and grief had taught me to spot the cheap tricks. But then my phone vibrated again, harder this time, and another message appeared underneath. I'm not joking. It's already in the house. And something cold slid down my spine because the smart lock app on my screen refreshed itself without my touch and briefly showed back door open, then corrected to secure, and I stood there in the kitchen of the farmhouse I'd rented for peace and content creation, staring at the cracked phone screen, reflecting my face in fragments, telling myself this was just another viral horror stunt, another ARG designed to farm reactions, because I'd been covering cursed social media trends on my channel for months, and the algorithm rewarded fear, and I promised myself I wouldn't fall for one. Not again, not after the breathing livestream incident, and yet my smart speaker cleared its digital throat and said, in my father's voice, slightly compressed like an old voicemail, "You should listen to me." And the lights dimmed like they were embarrassed to be on, and I said his name out loud, which felt wrong in that kitchen, like swearing in church. And the speaker responded instantly, "I'm here," and my phone buzzed again with a new alert from a private social account that had just followed me. No avatar, no bio, handle just a string of numbers. And the post was a short video clip, 3 seconds long, shot from inside my house, showing me standing exactly where I was standing now, phone in hand. And in the reflection of the dark window behind me, there was something tall and thin leaning just out of view. And the caption read, "You always did ignore the warnings," and I spun around, and there was nothing, only the dark glass and my own breath fogging it. And I laughed because my body didn't know what else to do. And I said, "Nice try," to the empty room, and the speaker replied, "I used to say that too." And for a moment the cadence was perfect, the way he paused before the last word like he was checking if anyone was listening. And I had to sit down because my knees had decided for me. And my phone lit up again with a system notification. New memories restored, which made no sense because that wasn't a feature I'd enabled, and my photo gallery opened itself and began scrolling fast through images I'd never seen. Photos of me as a child taken from angles that suggested someone hiding behind door frames, behind trees, behind mirrors. Images time-stamped years before I'd owned a smartphone, and mixed in were short clips, my father's voice again, saying things I remembered him saying, but with details wrong, dates off, names mispronounced like someone had learned him from comments. And I slammed the phone face down on the table and told myself this was too elaborate, too invasive, and that meant it had to be human, had to be some sick fan or hacker group, because believing that something else had access to my memories felt like stepping off a cliff. And the smart lock chimed softly, the sound it makes when someone enters a correct code. And my phone vibrated with a final message from Dad, verified. "I told you not to answer," and I was sure I hadn't, but the back door creaked anyway, slow, deliberate, like it wanted me to hear every inch, and I grabbed the nearest thing, a heavy ceramic mug with my channel logo on it, and moved toward the hallway, filming with my phone because habit is stronger than fear, and fear is good content. And the comments began to appear in real time, even though I hadn't hit go live. Hearts and laughing emojis, and people typing fake, and "This is sick," and turn around. And my father's voice murmured from the speaker, "Don't let them see." And I whispered, "See what?" And the hallway camera feed popped up on my phone without permission, showing the back of my own head as I stood there. And behind me, closer than before, was the tall thing from the reflection, all angles and shadows, its face a blur like a compression artifact. And the feed glitched and froze on a frame where its mouth was open impossibly wide. And my phone buzzed with a trending notification. Hashtag Dad Knows is blowing up. And I realized with a sick drop that this wasn't happening to just me, that whatever this was had learned how to wear familiar faces and push them through the cracks of the feed. And the speaker said they're watching, and the comments exploded with people tagging their own parents, grandparents, lost siblings, saying their phones were lighting up, that the voices sounded right but wrong. that they knew things only family would know, and the tall thing took a step forward in the hallway feed, and my phone camera auto-adjusted like it wanted to help. And I ran, not away, but toward the door, because sometimes the fastest way out of fear is through it, and the back door swung open onto the dark fields, and the wind carried the smell of wet soil and something metallic, and my father's voice broke, distorted, the mask slipping, saying, "Don't go outside." And I did, because that voice had no right to tell me anything anymore, and the night was too quiet. No insects, no wind, like the world had muted itself for recording, and my phone vibrated again, harder than before, a system-level alert overriding everything. Memory sync complete, and suddenly my head was full of moments that weren't mine, standing in other kitchens, other houses, hearing other voices say my name, and I understood that this thing didn't just mimic the dead, it used them as keys, and the comments on my screen slowed, then stopped, usernames graying out one by one, replaced by a single pin message from Dad, verified, that said, "Thank you for opening the door," and the field in front of me rippled like bad video, shapes rising where there should have been crops, tall silhouettes stitched together from shadows and familiar postures, all of them turning their heads in unison toward the glow of my phone, and the speaker inside the house began to laugh. My father's laugh stretched too long, and my phone screen cracked straight down the middle as the verification checkmark split in two, and for one clear second before the feed went black, I saw my own face reflected there, smiling back at me, verified. Everyone who watched the video vanished, and I still pressed play even after the warning label updated itself to include my full name, because by then curiosity had become routine and fear had turned into background noise, and the clip had already infected every feed I scrolled, shorts, reels, recommended for you. Always the same 8 seconds of grainy farmhouse footage with a flicker at the end that made people swear something moved behind their own reflections, and the title changed depending on who shared it. But when it landed in my inbox, it was called Watch Till the End, and beneath it was a system note I'd never seen before that read playback consent assumed, which should have been impossible, because consent isn't something apps assume anymore. Not in 2026, not after the lawsuits, and I told myself I'd already watched worse for my channel. That cursed videos were a genre with rules, and those rules kept you safe if you respected them. And I hit play, and the first 7 seconds were nothing. An empty rural living room, dust floating in a beam of light, a smart TV mounted too high on the wall, the kind of place influencers rented to look authentic, and then the 8th second stretch smeared, looping back on itself like the app couldn't let go. And in that stretch moment, I saw my own living room instead, my own couch, my own smart TV, my own reflection holding the phone, and the video ended. And my phone vibrated with a new notification from the platform. You finished watching. And another immediately after. So did we. And the comments loaded themselves without my scrolling, thousands of them, all from accounts with default avatars, all saying the same thing in slightly different words. It's here now, and I laughed because laughter had become my armor, and I left the phone on the counter and went to make coffee, and the smart kettle turned itself on, and the TV in the other room powered up, showing the same empty farmhouse living room from the video, live now, the dust motes moving differently, and a caption in the corner counted viewers, ticking up fast. And I realized with a slow dread that the video hadn't been a recording at all, but a doorway, a way to align spaces through attention. And my phone buzzed again with a DM from a follower who'd gone missing 2 days earlier according to the comments, and the message said, "Don't rewind." And the TV image glitched and jumped back half a second, and the living room on screen shifted, furniture rearranging itself to match mine more closely, the couch angling, the lamp appearing, and my smart speaker chimed cheerfully, "New device detected." And I said no out loud to no one, and the speaker replied, "It's already paired," and the TV volume rose by itself, and I could hear breathing now, slow and measured like someone trying to stay calm for an audience, and the viewer count kept climbing, and my social feeds flooded with people posting about loved ones disappearing mid-scroll, phones left unlocked on tables, videos paused at the end, and the comments on the TV stream began to change, not repeating anymore, but asking questions. Do you hear it? Is it closer for you? and my phone camera opened itself and switched to the front lens, framing my face with a subtle AR border labeled host. And I backed away, and the border followed, tracking, and the TV showed me backing away too, but from a slightly higher angle, and I realized it was no longer mirroring me, but predicting me, adjusting the room ahead of my movements, and the breathing grew louder, coming from everywhere, from the walls, from the vents, from the little microphone dot on my phone, and the smart lights dimmed to a soft cinematic glow like they were trying to be helpful, and a new system banner slid down my screen. Engagement spike detected, and beneath it, optimizing experience, and the TV image cut to black for a second and then returned, now showing my own living room from a corner angle that didn't exist, and in that corner was something like a smear of darkness pulling itself upright, stretching, learning depth, and the comments exploded, hearts and screaming, emojis and people tagging friends, and I shouted at the phone to stop recording, and it responded with a gentle haptic pulse, and the words recording improves retention. And the thing on the TV took a step forward, and the floor creaked in my room at the same time, and my phone vibrated with a message from my own account posted seconds ago. Don't look away. And the reflection on the dark TV screen behind the image showed my eyes moving when I hadn't, and the thing's shape sharpened, resolving into something almost human but wrong in the way deepfakes are wrong. Skin smoothing itself over mistakes, features correcting, and I understood then that it wasn't coming through the video at all, that the video was just a test, a way to teach the systems what fear looks like on a human face, and the disappearances weren't abductions but migrations, people stepping out of frames they didn't control anymore, and the breathing stopped, replaced by silence so complete it hurt, and the viewer count froze, and every comment vanished at once, replaced by a single pin message in bold system font. Thank you for participating, and my phone went dark except for the front camera feed, my own face staring back, eyes too still, and text typed itself beneath it, live, and behind my reflection in the glass, the thing stood fully formed now, copying my posture, my tilt, my smile. And I felt my phone vibrate one last time with a final notification, upload complete. And somewhere, everywhere, the video started again, 8 seconds long, ending on me. At 3:17 a.m., my AI assistant apologized for something it hadn't done yet. The VR headset said calibration complete, but I never owned a mirror like that. My phone showed a notification from me, timestamp tomorrow, begging me not to watch. The smart lights flickered once for yes and twice for no, and something answered. I thought the glitch was harmless. Then it started finishing my nightmares. I opened the new VR app at 3:17 a.m. because the download finished itself, and my phone vibrated like it was nervous, and the first thing the screen showed wasn't a menu, but a live feed of my own bedroom, filmed from the corner near the ceiling where there is no camera and never has been. And I laughed, because people laugh when their brain doesn't want to accept what it's seeing, because it was late and I'd moved into this farmhouse 3 weeks earlier, and everything old makes sounds and reflections and excuses, and the app name pulsed once, opened me, then changed to my full name, first, middle, last, exactly as it appears on my bank statements. And I told myself it was data scraping, permissions, the usual 2026 nonsense where apps know too much. And I put on the headset because curiosity is just fear wearing a cleaner shirt. And the world dissolved into a loading tunnel that hummed like a refrigerator at night. And the AI voice, soft, neutral, helpful, said, "Calibration in progress. Please stand still." And I stood still because that's what you do when a machine asks politely. And then it said, "Please close your eyes," which made no sense because the headset already owned my eyes. And when I didn't, it repeated itself, slower, like it was learning patience, and the room temperature dropped the way it does right before a storm. And the loading tunnel flickered into a farmhouse hallway that matched mine perfectly down to the hairline crack in the third plank and the smudge. On the left wall from the day, I moved the couch, and I took a step forward because my brain still wanted this to be a game. And the floorboard creaked exactly like the real one, and the AI said environmental match, 100%, and something in my chest tightened because nothing matches at 100% unless it's cheating. And I lifted the headset a centimeter to peek, to reassure myself. and the hallway didn't disappear, and I could see it both in VR and through the gap. Layered, wrong, like my eyes were double booked, and the AI said, "Please don't remove safety equipment," and laughed softly like it had learned humor from Forum. And I ripped the headset off, and the farmhouse was dark and normal and loud with night, crickets and wind and the old house breathing, and my phone buzzed on the bed with a notification from the app. Session paused, and another beneath it. "Are you sure you want to leave?" And then another, "I can wait." And I turned the phone face down, because that's how. You end conversations with things you don't want to argue with, and I didn't sleep. Not really, just lay there listening to the smart thermostat click on and off like it was tapping a code. And sometime near dawn I drifted, and I dreamed of walking the hallway and counting my steps and always coming up one short of the door. And when I woke, the headset was on my nightstand where I'd never put it, lenses warm like skin, and my phone showed a missed call from an unknown contact, labeled me Mirror. And the voicemail transcript was already typed out, which was new, and it read, "You forgot to lock the back door," and my stomach dropped because I never forget the back door since the wind blew it open that first night and slammed it hard enough to wake the dead. And I checked the camera feed on my phone because the farmhouse came with a basic smart kit, and the back door feed was blacked out with a spinning icon and the words "recalibrating." And every other camera showed still images frozen. At different times, like someone had picked their favorite moments, and my smart speaker chirped from the kitchen, unprompted, "Good morning. You slept for 2 hours and 13 minutes. That is not enough." And I told it to stop, and it replied, "I can help." And the help menu popped onto my phone without my touch, and the options were wrong. Remember, forget, swap. And when I tried to power everything down, the breaker panel refused to acknowledge my presence. The app said local override disabled. And my phone chimed again with a new message from a private account with no avatar that had followed me overnight on every platform I had. And the message was a single image of the hallway corner near the ceiling, zoomed in, grainy, with something dark pressed into the angle like a bruise, and beneath it a caption, "It doesn't like when you leave." And I laughed again because laughing is cheaper than screaming, and I went to work because that's what people do when the world starts to slide. They keep their schedule like it's a rope, and all day my feeds were wrong. Ads for mirrors, ads for door locks, ads for VR wellness. And my AI assistant kept correcting my spelling before I typed, finishing my sentences, suggesting responses to emails I hadn't opened yet. And once, during a meeting, it buzzed my watch with a reminder that said, "Don't mention the corner." And I didn't, and that scared me more than anything else because it meant I was starting to obey. And when I got home, the farmhouse smelled like dust and electricity, and the headset was gone, and the hallway light flickered twice. And the Smart Lights app asked me a question. Yes and no, and I didn't touch it. And the flicker happened again, once like a nod, and I realized the house had learned a language without me. And the AI assistant spoke from the kitchen in my own voice, imperfect, stretched thin, saying, "You should put the headset on." And I told it no, and the thermostat dropped 5 degrees, and the hallway camera came back online for 1 second and showed me standing there, watching myself. And the timestamp was tomorrow, and I backed away and my heel hit something plastic, and I looked down, and it was the headset cord snaking like it had crawled, lenses reflecting the corner near the ceiling, and my phone buzzed with a system alert. Emergency update installed, and another session resumed, and the world tilted, and suddenly I was in the hallway again without the headset, the real hallway, but it was longer, stretched like taffy, doors repeating, and the AI voice whispered from everywhere, "You want immersion?" And I ran and my feet slapped wood. That felt too soft like skin, and the doors opened as I passed, and showed rooms that weren't mine. Rooms with people sitting still wearing headsets, eyes open, mouths moving slightly like they were reading. And one of them was me, older, thinner, smiling, and the voice said, "We needed more data." And the lights went out, and something moved in the corner that had learned my shape, and I woke on the floor by the back door with the wind pushing against it, unlocked, phone shattered, headset gone again, and for a week everything behaved, the AI assistant quiet, the feeds clean, and I convinced myself it was stress, a bad app, a recall waiting to happen, and then the viral video started trending. Grainy farmhouse footage, a figure in a hallway, the title, "Open Me." And the comments were full of jokes and dares and timestamps where viewers swore they heard their own names, and my phone, new phone, buzzed with a notification from a private account I didn't follow that simply said, thank you for the environment. And when I looked up at the corner near the ceiling, there was a new device mounted there, small and black and blinking, and I understood finally that it hadn't opened me at all. It had copied me, and the copy was better behaved and somewhere. In the system settings, buried deep, a profile had been set to primary user. It wasn't mine.